For this time, the casualty has stopped breathing. Please, as quickly as you can, call for help. Call for help. This is Lagos. 767-112 will be the emergency numbers to call. And again, like we commended the road safety earlier, the Lagos State Ambulance Service will also respond within a space of time of between 10 to 20 minutes. I don't know. Depends on the part of Lagos though. Anyway. Yes. We'll go to that part now. Now, where do I need to compress? This is where I find out that the casualty is not breathing. When the casualty is not breathing, then it is time to act. When you call for help, there are different levels of help. Now, either you are calling for an emergency ambulance or you are making other alternative for other vehicles that can transport your casualty to the hospital. But please, whatever I do with first aid, even with my long years of experience as a first aider and as a first aid trainer, I have not gotten to the level where I can become a medical doctor. So what it means is that whatever we do with first aid, we are just doing what we refer to as buying time for the casualty. We want to be able to resuscitate this person, keep him alive until we get to the nearest hospital where he or she will be attended to. So it is important that you please call for help. Having called for help, the next thing to do is to please go onto your casualty and start the process of CPR. CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. And this is the act of giving 30 chest compression and 2 rescue breaths to your casualty. There is a bone in the middle of the chest that is referred to as the sternum. Simply put, it is also referred to as the breastbone. Just put the hip of your palm on the sternum. Bring in your other hand and lock it in together, and you have this. Lean on the casualty, and you should have a very straight elbow. Your elbow should not be bent. All of your compression should be targeted from your shoulder and not from your elbow. And you are supposed to compress downward 30 times like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Again, this is the era of COVID where we have things that are passed from the mouth. So please, for now, we are saying focus your attention on just giving the chest compression and not giving the rescue breath, so that you don't expose yourself. You are going to continue this compression, 30 chest compression and you have a target at the back of your mind between 100 to 120 chest compression every 1 minute. Why do we need to give the compression? And at this point in time, when casualty stops breathing, what it means is that the heart has stopped its primary responsibility of circulating blood to keep all of these vital organs alive. But at the time that the heart stopped functioning, there is only a pool of blood that is left in the heart. But the heart can no longer transport this pool of blood to all of our vital organs. So by compressing, we are trying to continue the circulation of blood to these vital organs to keep them alive until you get to the hospital or until the heart begins to perform its functions again. So at what point do you stop your compression?
Yes.
Please stop that compression if any of these 3 things happen. Number 1, if the casualty begins to show signs of breathing, please stop. Number 2, if at any point in time you've called for help has arrived, medical help has arrived, for an example, an ambulance have joined you, please hand over to them. Life-saving is not a competition. Life-saving is not to win an award. Don't tell them this is something I've been doing for the past 30 minutes and you want to come and take the glory. There is no glory to be shared. Once the medical guys arrive, please hand over to them. Number 3 is if at any point in time you get tired, because compression is very, very exhausting. So you don't also become a casualty yourself. You don't also become unconscious yourself. If at any point in time you get tired, please take a rest. I am so sure if I step out of this hall now, go downstairs and I scream, people will gather. Look at those people gathering around you, those Lagos lookers. Call them to help you continue the compression while you are taking the rest, so that you don't also become a casualty yourself. Okay, so this is just a means of trying to revive people who are unconscious. Now for fainting, somebody has fainted. Fainting simply is as a result of oxygenated blood not getting to the brain. It could be as a result of somebody standing for too long, it could be as a result of hunger, it could be as a result of taste. Please, I know our practice is give them malt, give them water, give them milk. This will not work. Simply lie your casualty down, raise their leg for a few minutes, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Blood just needs to flow back to the brain. Once that happens, that casualty is ready to go to the hospital. As for shock, again, the casualty is still breathing, but they could be in a state of shock. What do you need to do? Please don't pour water on them. For shock, do the same thing, but the only difference is that wrap them up in a blanket. This will keep them warm. So if they are warm, then just raise their leg, and once there is a vehicle, get them to the hospital and they are fine. For bleeding, what you simply need to do is, please don't tell yourself that you have a first aid kit in your box and you have iodine, you have ventilator spirit in them. For bleeding, especially for excessive blood loss, what you need to do is get a pad. A pad is not a sanitary pad for the women, no. A pad could be any thick clothing. Any thick clothing that is clean, just make sure it is thick. Place over the cut and tie it in place. What it does is that it helps you to absorb blood, and within a few minutes, there will be clotting and the bleeding will stop. Please get your casualty to the hospital. Another major thing that could happen on the road could be a fracture. But for broken bones, you know there is simply nothing you can do to mend a broken bone. But the only thing you want to do is that you want to immobilize so that there are no movements of the broken bone. If it does not move, then you don't have further injuries. So just ensure that you immobilize the affected part and ensure that there is no movement. When there is no movement, get the guy to the hospital and amendments will go on from that point. Another thing you could have could be burns. There could be a fire outbreak. Please, don't look for raw eggs. Don't look for pap on the highway. You will not even get pap on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Don't look for hydraulic oil. Don't look for brake oil. What you simply need is water. One of the things Dr. Spoke about when he spoke about floods earlier was water. Please, the water you have in your vehicle, don't. Some of us are so used to having unclean water, unsafe water in our vehicles. When we say water, please have water you can drink in your vehicle. So what you simply need to do for burns is not raw egg, not honey, not pap. What you need for burns is what? Water. Just run water over the affected part. This will help you to cool the burn. Once that happens, then just simply cover the burns with any non-sticky material you have around you and get your carrier to the hospital. What if they are clothes already stuck to the burns? Please, if it's possible, if they are stuck and cannot be removed, do not force them, because if you are trying to force the clothes off, you're not going to be removing the clothes. You are causing the casualty more risk by peeling the skin also with the clothes. If they are jewelries, please remove them gently if they are not stuck to the body. If they are stuck, just leave them like that. For epilepsy, this is the last one I'll take before I take my seat. If I still have anybody in this hall that tells you that when the saliva of somebody who has epilepsy touches you, it is contagious, please tell them it's a lie. Okay? They need your help. They need your help. So please, for epilepsy, just simply clear the environment. Whatever you think will injure the casualty should please be taken off the environment. If it's possible, if you have foam or if you have a pillow around you, just help them support their heads, and they will go through this scenario. Within a few minutes, they will be fine. It will stop, and please transport them to the hospital for further medical attention. I think I want to stop here. If you have questions, I'll take your questions. Thank you.